boys and girls, I'm back and we're ready for another math adventure, and today's adventure is going to deal with exponents. Now, exponents, what are exponents? Well, here's a simple way. Let's backtrack. What's multiplication? Multiplication is repeated addition. Well, exponents is just repeated multiplication. Let's try some problems together and look at this together.
Hello, boys and girls. Let's take a look at exponents. Get out your exponents guided notes. When you look at the top, you'll see a brief explanation of what exponents are. Exponents are a new mathematical operation that causes repeated multiplication. Multiplication tells us how many times to add a number, and in a similar way, exponents tell us how many times a number is a factor or multiplied. Let's look at a sample exponent. It's 2 to the third power. Now, the way this expression is written is it's written in exponential form. There we have it, exponential form. And the 3 here, this is actually the exponent. That's the exponent. This little, when you write a number and you kind of shrink it down a little bit and write it to the upper right hand corner of the number, that's your exponent. And the exponent is in charge of what we call the base. So an exponent has 2 parts. It has the actual exponent and it has the base. Now the exponent, what does it do? It tells us, and what does this expression mean? The exponent tells us that the base is going to be a factor 3 times. So 2 to the third power doesn't mean 2 times 3. It means 2 times 2 times 2. A very common error, what students want to do when they're first introduced to exponents, they want to say 2 times 3 is 6. No, 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 no. What you do is the exponent tells us how many times 2 is a factor. Okay? It tells us how many times the base is going to be a factor. It's going to be a factor, in this case, 3 times. It's 2 times 2 times 2, and this is called the expanded form. Another popular error that I see students do is they'll write it out correctly, but guess what they do? They want to add. Okay, we're not adding, we're multiplying. It's 2 times 2 times 2, which is equal to 8. So when you're done evaluating either of these expressions, the answer will be 8. 2 to the third power is 8 because 2 to the third power means 2 times 2 times 2. Let's think about some other special exponents. And by the way, we could say 2 to the third power, but we could also say when we have an exponent of 3, we can also say that that's cubed. We could say 2 cubed. Okay, and the reason for that is since we're multiplying 3 different numbers, well, three factors here, they're all the same number. We can kind of, it relates to being 3 dimensions. And in higher level maths, we'll actually be finding the cube roots of special numbers. Another special exponent would be 2. And we would call that, you guessed it, squared. Okay? If this was 2 to the second power, or 2 squared, it would just be 2 times 2. You'd use 2 as a factor twice. And we're going to find square roots in higher level mathematics as well. But here is a very special exponent, 0. Okay, and we're going to call this the 0 power. Okay, because anything to the 0 power is always equal, anyone want to guess? To 1. It's always equal to 1, no matter what. I mean, we could have 19 to the 0 power. Guess what? That's 1. We could have 1 to the 0 power. That's going to be 1. We could even have 0 to the 0 power. That would be equal to 1. We could have 256 to the 0 power. It's going to be equal to 1. We could even have a negative number. Negative 23 to the 0 power. And it's still going to be 1. Some of you are saying, I don't even know what a negative number is. You'll learn that later this year. But anyway, the 0 power. Any time we have an exponent that's 0, it's going to be 1. It's equal to 1, the 0 power. Now let's slide up a bit here. And we'll come back to that. Let's practice some. Let's practice some. Let's say we have 3 to the third power. What does that mean? Well, our exponent's 3, our base is 3, so we're going to use our base 3. It's going to be a factor 3 times, so it's going to be 3 times 3 times 3. And we know that 3 times 3 is 9, and 9 times 3 is 27. Okay, so let's look at another one. And by the way, we could also say this, not 3 to the third power, but we could also say it 3 cubed. Very good. Let's try, how about if I did this? Let's say I put 5 times 5. Well, you mathematicians out there know the answer is going to be 25. But how would we write that as an exponent? Well, my base factor is 5, and I'm using it as a factor twice, so this would be 5 to the second power, or 5 squared. Very good. And let's look at another one. Let's just switch these numbers around and see. See, here we have 5 to the second power. What happens if we take 2 to the fifth power? Are they going to equal the same, do you think? No, because 2 to the fifth power means 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. And 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8, times 2 is 16, times 2 is 32. There you have it. Well, I think I broke you in on exponents. Let's do some more practice problems later. Have a good day. Bye-bye.
Go.
Boys and girls, I hope that was helpful. And just remember, multiplication is repeated addition, and exponents is repeated multiplication. See you later.